South Africa, the land of Nelson Mandela, Desmond Tutu, and countless other heroes. But in the story of its liberation and rise, one name shines particularly bright: Thabo Mbeki. He's a giant of the Rainbow Nation. Mbeki, a man who walked in the shadow of giants yet carved his own path. He led South Africa through a crucial period of its history. Mbeki's story is one of intellect, resilience, and unwavering dedication to his nation. He was born into the struggle against apartheid. He dedicated his life to achieving equality and justice for his people. And trust me, it wasn't easy. From the dusty streets of Idutiwa to the halls of power in Pretoria, Mbeki's journey is an inspiration. It's a testament to the power of education, perseverance, and an unwavering belief in the promise of a better tomorrow. So buckle up, because we're about to dive into the life and legacy of one of Africa's most intriguing leaders, Thabo Mbeki. Thabo Mvuyelwa-Mbeki's story begins in 1942. He was born in the rural village of Idutiwa, in the Eastern Cape of South Africa. This is a place where the echoes of struggle resonated deeply. His family was steeped in the fight against apartheid. His father, Govan Mbeki, was a prominent activist and a key figure in the African National Congress, the ANC. This is the organization that became synonymous with the fight for freedom. Imagine growing up with that kind of influence. Politics wasn't just dinner table conversation, it was in the very air they breathed. Mbeki's sharp mind shone bright from a young age. He excelled in his studies, eventually earning a scholarship to study economics in the UK. This was a big deal, people. Imagine leaving the turmoil of South Africa to study in a land that felt worlds away. But even thousands of miles away, the struggle for his homeland remained close to his heart. For Thabo Mbeki, the fight against apartheid was personal. It wasn't just a political ideology, it was woven into the fabric of his family. His father's imprisonment in 1964, alongside other key ANC figures like Nelson Mandela and Walter Sisulu, only deepened his resolve. Forced into exile in his early 20s, Mbeki found himself thrust into the heart of the international movement against apartheid. He traveled tirelessly, rallying support for the ANC and raising awareness about the atrocities happening in South Africa. This was no time for youthful hesitation. This was about survival, about giving a voice to the voiceless. Mbeki's diplomatic skills and sharp intellect made him a valuable asset to the ANC. He became a key strategist, working behind the scenes to mobilize international pressure on the apartheid regime. He understood that this wasn't just about brute force, it was about winning hearts and minds on a global scale. As the walls of apartheid began to crumble in the late 1980s, Thabo Mbeki played a pivotal role in shaping the transition to a democratic South Africa. He was a key negotiator during the talks with the government, helping to pave the way for the release of Nelson Mandela and other political prisoners in 1990. This was a historic moment, a turning point in the fight for freedom. But the work wasn't over. The drafting of a new constitution for a free and democratic South Africa was a monumental task. It required a delicate balance of addressing past injustices while building a future for all. Mbeki's contributions to this process were crucial. He understood that true freedom wasn't just about tearing down the old. It was about building something new, something just, in its place. His commitment to inclusivity and his vision for a truly democratic South Africa helped shape the values enshrined in the country's groundbreaking constitution. This document became a beacon of hope, not only for South Africa, but for the entire continent. Section 5. Stepping into the light, Mbeki's rise to presidency. With the dawn of democracy in South Africa, Thabo Mbeki stepped into the spotlight. He served as Nelson Mandela's first deputy president from 1994 to 1999. During this time, he played a critical role in establishing the new government and guiding the country through its fragile early years of democracy. In 1999, Mbeki assumed the mantle of the presidency. It was a time of great hope and expectation. The world watched as this young democracy, still healing from the wounds of its past, looked towards the future. Mbeki's intellect, his international experience, and his deep understanding of the complexities of South African society made him seem like the perfect leader for this new era. However, his presidency would be marked by both triumphs and tribulations, successes and controversies. It was a time of immense change, and Mbeki's leadership would be tested like never before. Section 6. Steering the ship, economic policies and challenges. As president, Thabo Mbeki faced the daunting task of rebuilding a nation ravaged by decades of apartheid. He inherited an economy grappling with high unemployment, poverty, and inequality. His response was to implement a series of market-oriented economic policies. These policies, often referred to as the African Renaissance approach, aim to attract foreign investment, promote economic growth, and lift millions out of poverty. Mbeki believed that a strong economy was essential for South Africa to claim its rightful place on the world stage. While his policies did achieve some success in stimulating economic growth, they also drew criticism for failing to adequately address the plight of the poorest South Africans. The gap between the rich and the poor remained a persistent challenge, and the legacy of apartheid continued to cast a long shadow over the nation. Section 7. A Shadow of Denial. The HIV/AIDS Controversy. Perhaps the most controversial chapter of Thabo Mbeki's presidency was his stance on the HIV/AIDS epidemic. At a time when the virus was ravaging South Africa, Mbeki questioned the link between HIV and AIDS. He challenged the scientific consensus and explored alternative theories, delaying the rollout of life-saving antiretroviral drugs. This stance drew international condemnation and sparked outrage among health experts and activists. Mbeki's critics accused him of denialism and argued that his policies cost countless lives. The HIV/AIDS crisis became a defining issue of his presidency, overshadowing many of his achievements. While Mbeki eventually acknowledged the link between HIV and AIDS, his initial skepticism had a lasting impact on South Africa's response to the epidemic. The consequences of this delay continue to be felt today. Section 8. A United Africa. The African Renaissance Vision. Despite the controversies, Thabo Mbeki remained a passionate advocate for Africa's development and renewal. He envisioned an African Renaissance, a continent free from poverty, conflict, and dependence on the West. This vision was rooted in his belief in Africa's potential to chart its own course and take its rightful place as an equal partner on the global stage. Mbeki's commitment to this vision extended beyond South Africa's borders. He played a prominent role in mediating conflicts in countries like Burundi, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and Côte d'Ivoire. He believed that Africa had a responsibility to solve its own problems, and that dialogue and diplomacy were essential tools for peace-building. His efforts to promote African unity and development earned him both praise and criticism. Some lauded his vision and his commitment to Pan-Africanism, while others questioned his approach and his ability to translate his grand ideas into tangible results. Section 9. Beyond the Union Buildings, Mbeki's Post-Presidency. In 2008, Thabo Mbeki's presidency came to an abrupt end when he resigned following a controversial court ruling that implicated his government in political interference. Despite this setback, he remained active on the international stage. He continued to be a voice for Africa, lending his expertise to various organizations and initiatives. Mbeki served as a mediator in conflicts across the continent. He used his diplomatic skills and experience to facilitate dialogue and seek peaceful resolutions. He also dedicated his time to promoting good governance and economic development in Africa, working with institutions like the African Union and the United Nations. Even in retirement, Mbeki's commitment to Africa's progress never wavered. He remained a respected figure on the continent, sought after for his insights and his experience. Section 10. A Mixed Bag, Assessing Mbeki's Legacy. Thabo. Mbeki's legacy is complex and multifaceted. He was a brilliant strategist, a skilled diplomat, and a passionate advocate for Africa's development. His contributions to the dismantling of apartheid and the establishment of a democratic South Africa cannot be overstated. However, his presidency was also marked by controversy. His handling of the HIV/AIDS crisis, his market-oriented economic policies, and his at times authoritarian leadership style drew criticism from various quarters. Mbeki's legacy is a reminder that leadership is rarely straightforward. It is a balancing act, a constant navigation of competing priorities and challenges. His story is a testament to the complexities of African politics and the challenges of post-colonial leadership. Section 11. A Leader's Journey, Triumphs, Trials, and Transformation. In the grand tapestry of South African history, Thabo Mbeki's thread is woven with both brilliance and flaws. He was a man of contradictions, a leader who inspired both admiration and frustration. His story is a reminder that history is rarely black and white. It is a nuanced tapestry of triumphs and trials, progress and setbacks. Mbeki's journey from the dusty streets of Idutiwa to the highest office in the land is a testament to the power of education, perseverance, and an unwavering belief in the promise of a better future. His legacy, though complex and contested, continues to shape South Africa's present and its future. He remains a figure of enduring fascination, a reminder that the fight for justice, equality, and progress is an ongoing journey.